So welcome back to Gooma These Coins and Banknotes, and g'day. And today we have the 1963 Australian sixpence coin, and this is the last year that they minted the sixpence for circulation. And unlike the threepence, which they issued them in 1964, these ones were probably minted also in 1964, 65 for circulation, so a frozen date. Although the mintage is not quite as high as the 1962. There's only 25,056,000. 1962 is 44,816,000. So these two were designed to circulate into the introduction of decimal currency. Okay, in 1966, this denomination was replaced by the 5-cent coin. But as we know, the 5-cent coin is copper and nickel, and this one is 50% silver. And that silver content on the 11th of January 2026 is about $5.43. Yeah, no, it's the same price as the 10th of the January. So it hasn't moved because of the weekend. And it is 2.83 grams, 50% silver, so it's 1.55? No, 1.415 grams of silver. Yeah, something like that anyway. And it's 19 millimeters and 29 millimeters thick. Okay, so this coin has the coat of arms that was used in Australia from 1908 to 1912. So it has the red cross derived from the English flag. We have the 4 stars of the Southern Cross. Each is 6 points, so each point represents one state. And then we have a white line and then a blue line bordering the cross. And these fields here are white. Then we have 6 shields representing each state. And we have the Federation star at the top. So each point again represents a state. The last point represents any other territory that is governed by Australia. We have Advance Australia. So when you can actually read this, the coin's in pretty good condition. Usually that's the highest point gets worn easily. We have a kangaroo and an emu date. And on the other side we have Elizabeth II. Okay, so there's 2 unique errors that you can find in this one. So the first one has in the foreground behind the reef. So this has a dye fill. So a lot of this is actually missing. So it looks like there is no grassy area in the back. So that's the first one that's classified as scarce. Okay, the next one we have is you go to the front of the kangaroo. You should have doubling in the front of the kangaroo as well as the shield. And also you have doubling of Elizabeth II. So those two should go together, although I wouldn't be surprised if they swapped out one of the dies, and so you have doubling on one of them, and that doubling is probably just a re-engraved die. Okay, so this one has Elizabeth II, the Gratia Regina Fidei Defender. This one's probably in, I'd say, fine condition. It's actually quite worn for the actual reef. So with Elizabeth II, the reef is the first thing pretty much to go. Then the other features go along with it. Also, the actual rim is okay. And on this side, we are doubling on this coin. No, I don't see anything. Okay, then we check the other 2 coins. So this one, yeah, don't see any doubling on that, or even the absence of the actual grass. And then on this side, you have no doubling on Elizabeth. But this one's in better condition because I can see some of the leaves on the actual reef going around. And the last coin I have is this one, and basically that one doesn't have any doubling either. But as you can see, because it's well circulated and dirty, it makes the lettering stand out a lot more. Now, I'm not too sure if that's good or bad, but For me, I don't mind it. Okay, so there is no errors on these coins that I have. And if you look at the rim, you can see this is coarse reading. Okay, so here we have the actual specifications of the coin, actually quite pretty common. And if we go down, we can see the mintage are just a bit over 25 million. Which makes this coin pretty common. And if we go down, I like it has the bullion value of this coin. So to get a bullion value on this site, you actually need the weighted coin and also the percentage. So you, like a lot of bullion coins, so the silver content varies, so there's no one percentage, so you won't have a silver content on that one and the actual bullion price. Okay, according to the RBA, the inflation value 1963 of sixpence is $10.60. Yeah, I reckon it's probably close to $20. Because a lot of the inflation factors of the Reserve Bank's supposed to minister and include in the actual inflation data is no longer included. So that's basically reducing the effects of the actual inflation. Okay, if you would buy one of these, how much would it cost? So a lot of these coins are starting at bullion value, $5.50, roughly $4. So that's maybe one you can look at. So the days are gone we can actually get this coin for $2, $4. Okay, so we'll see how much they do sell for. And then yeah, you got $5, 13. Yeah, so these are the ones I would actually buy, a whole set of these instead of an individual coin. 16 for 68, so that's actually good value. Bulk sale 200. What? Okay, 230 for $25. I'm gonna say that's a bit suspicious, that one. Anyway, you got $71, 200, and you got one for $4. So you can see that they're not getting the actual bullion value. $5, and these are more recent coins that are selling. And this one should probably be at least $25, but it's, yeah, so only these, so this one's in uncirculated grade. You got to have a bullion, which I'm not surprised, because if you get EF, almost uncirculated or uncirculated, they're going to be more than bullion value, just because the actual quality of the coin. But what we're talking about is coins that are very fine or less, so pretty much bullion value. So as you can see, you can get these for less than bullion value. So I don't know what people are going on about that, you know, shops are running out of fucking bullion. I think this is a beat up that people actually, or even coin shops are actually drumming out there. So it makes good business sense to actually do something like that. Okay, the last thing I like to do is 1963 in Australia. So population was nearly 11 million. Robert Menzies is Prime Minister. Then you got other people virtually no one knows. Okay, Australian of the Year is John Eccles. Okay, first stage of the River Sheen was completed. Don't know what that is. Okay, nuclear testing ceased in South Australia. Yeah, so that's important. Building of infrastructure. Okay, this is important. Yolngu wasn't. They weren't happy with bauxite mining, which was undertaken without their permission. So they inhabit the region. So basically, this is what governments do. They just do things without your permission. Okay. This is the coalition actually reigned a long period of time. This is when they were a viable opposition. Now they're just pretty much a shell of what they used to be. So really, basically there wasn't that much that really affected Australia at the time. Maybe this, the Aboriginal petition, that's basically it. A Nobel Prize of Medicine. Australia's got a few Nobel Prize laureates. China needs to get a lot more because they're doing a lot more scientific endeavours. Okay, films. Yeah, never seen any of those. Television, panel show, Beauty and the Beast, premieres on 7 Network. No idea, never heard of it. Got cricket, blah 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 blah. Got births, and you got deaths as well. What's this, Beauty and the Beast? Okay. 64 to 1973. Okay, 1987. Huh. Didn't know it went on so long. And also, do I know any of these people? I've heard of any of them. Tim Ferguson, yes I have. Comedian. No. Philip Dutton. I know Peter Dutton. Anthony Albanese. Prime Minister was born. Peter Scully. Anyway. So these are quite affordable silver pieces you can get on eBay for less than bullion. So basically, maybe you can actually look it up and source it out. And if bullion prices go down, sellers are probably reluctant to actually reduce the price until they're forced because they won't sell. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time and take care.